Hey folks, this is Jake Davis bringing you a wrestling recap today. I got myself a haircut, first one in 3 years, and I'm going to talk about, hope y'all like it. I like it. And I'm going to talk about Summerslam 2019 tonight. I know I usually record these in the morning, but, slept late, had a lot of stuff I had to do today, and, just now getting around to it, but better late than never. Said I'd record a recap if I watch the show, here's the recap. Opening match was a submission match for the Raw Women's Championship. The man, Becky Lynch, against the Queen of Hearts, Natalya Neidhart. This is a solid match. The girls, I liked how they didn't just only rely on their set finishers. They trade back each other's back and forth finishers. They tied fuckers up in each other up in the ropes. I liked one part Natalya's using, dangling Becky off the top rope. Like using her own body weight against her. It was a good match. The match ends with Becky Lynch making Natalya tap to the disarmer. Solid match. Next up, we had Dolph Ziggler taking on Goldberg. Now, this was supposed to be Ziggler versus The Miz, but last week on Raw, they changed it. Turns out it was going to be Ziggler versus Goldberg, mainly because Dolph Ziggler's been, shitting on a lot of the legends lately for just, being great. And this is just, it was a Goldberg match, man. Ziggler, it wasn't even a flurry, he had a flutter, and then he got speared, jackhammer, match over. What was so great was after the match, Ziggler's talking shit. He's got the mic, and Goldberg, he's talking shit to Goldberg, saying he's better than Goldberg still. Oh, so while he's on the mat. Goldberg comes in, spears him again. Goldberg leaves. Ziggler's still talking shit, talking about how he's better than Goldberg and all this kind of stuff. So Goldberg finally breaks him out. Ziggler still hasn't been able to get up, by the way. Goldberg picks him up like a dummy, stands him still, pats him on the shoulder, and then spears the motherfucker one more time. It was hysterical. It was great. Next up was United States Championship match. AJ Styles versus Ricochet. Ricochet came to the ring dressed as Black Panther, but he had his hood on, so I couldn't really tell it was Black Panther until the match started. I also say that his Black Panther costume looked incredibly uncomfortable. Looked very uncomfortable to wrestle in. This was a good match, even though it did this stuff that always frustrates me about wrestling. When you have outside interference in front of the referee. Now, they didn't do enough to get disqualified, actually, because Ricochet kept cutting off the Bullet Club. But the referee seeing this, Earl Hebner would have thrown those fuckers out of ringside, man. And that's what I wanted. I thought it was stupid. Eventually, the distractions does cost Ricochet this terrifying finish. Ricochet goes for like this corkscrew Hurricane Rana. AJ catches him, power bombs him, lifts him back up, Styles clash, and it was over. Oh my God, I hope Ricochet is alive. I don't know yet. I haven't checked on it. He could have very well died last night. Next up, we have SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley defends against Ember Moon. Now, I'm a little weird about this because I thought Bayley had turned heel. And the whole deal was like, she turned heel and she's underestimating Ember. But, they didn't really wrestle like a heel. It wrestled like a face versus face match. So it just kind of confused me. And with Ember still losing the match, it kind of makes it feel like, well, yeah. It just made, to me, I thought it was, Ember, I think Ember should have won the title last night. Even though I do like Bayley better for story reasons, I think it just would have worked better for Ember. Anyhow, next up, we had Shane McMahon taking on Kevin Owens. And this was an interesting stipulation in this match, was that if Owens lost, he had to quit his job. And that Toronto crowd, I forgot to mention we were in Toronto, but not the Sky Dome. That's kind of weird to me. I wish it would have been the Sky Dome. Is the Sky Dome even still there, come to think of it? I don't know. But oh my God, that Toronto crowd went absolutely insane when Kevin Owens came out. I hope WWE was listening, because that's what a star sounds like. That's what the reaction they get. Yes, I know he's from Toronto, his hometown reaction, but whoa, what an insane pop. At the last moment, McMahon makes Elias the special guest. Hush Fisher makes Elias the guest ring enforcer. And, of course, he's cutting Owens' balls out from under him every step of the way. And essentially, Owens just squashes McMahon. He hits a swanton. He gets a frog splash. He hits a Stone Cold Stunner. Wins the match. Big celebration with his hometown. It was a beating. They have a package for what happened to Roman Reigns. Somebody's trying to kill Roman Reigns. Daniel Bryan may be the man behind it. We don't really have the answers yet. But I kind of thought it was weird that they had this whole storyline going on that was definitely worth addressing during SummerSlam. But there's no real segment for it. Roman Reigns wasn't there. I would have bet money. I thought they were going to have a segment. Roman Reigns comes out with a mic, wants answers, and ends up being some random jobber's ass. But we didn't get that. Next up was a legend, battle of the era, battle of the lionesses. It's Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair. Now, this may have been the best match of the night, in my opinion. These girls Trish just showing that she could go. Them really playing up on Charlotte's size. Trish just had to chop her down and keep her down and grapple her and twist her up. It was a good match. Charlotte does win with the figure 8. But, Trish didn't need to win, she's kind of coming out of retirement before the match, was goaded into it by Charlotte. Next up was the WWE World Heavyweight title match, Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. Now, I like this match, but the thing is, the story of the match was kind of more interesting than the match, because there was it ended in a double count out in 2 years in a row, and that count out felt fucking rushed too, by the way. But 2 years in a row, the WWE title match at SummerSlam is a no finish, and that sucks, man. This is SummerSlam. This should be where the stories conclude and climax. You know what I mean? But yeah, double count out, and this is like a 10-year rivalry that's getting picked back up, and has some legit, making some fairly decent arguments that some of the animosity between these two guys is legitimate. But it was a good match, but like I said, a rushed count out, and the fact that it was, a double with the story these guys got going and the feud they got going. A draw makes sense on paper, but it's for the title. It felt that title match, SummerSlam, fans deserved a winner. Next up was Finn Balor versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Now, okay, Bray Wyatt right now is on this whole weird thing where he's going back and forth between Fred Rogers and Corey Taylor in pure Slipknot form. You know what I mean? It's a funny, great bit he's doing. The crowd loved this shit. Like a holy shit chant from an entrance. It was really cool. Of course, Balor gets destroyed. As, everyone was expecting. And look, again, Finn Balor, I don't know, Finn Balor hasn't had a good year. In the ring, he just got engaged, so he's probably loving his fucking year. Or at least his summer. But, I liked the squash match. I think 4 squashes did go a little long, but that was fine. They didn't want, they had to Finn to get a little bit of a flurry up in there. He was, he's a big star. He's a former world champion and everything. Main event time. Brock Lesnar defends Universal Championship against Seth Rollins. And this was pure Brock Lesnar fare. Suplexes, F5s, knees, throwing fuckers, clubbing Rollins, all his usual shit. But the thing is, the story of the match was none of it worked. Brock Lesnar can't beat Seth Rollins. That's the story. Rollins kept landing on his feet, kept kicking out, kept reversing shit, ends up hitting a frog splash on Lesnar through the announce table where he came off the, like Shane McMahon style, he came off the damn ring post to the floor, bam, through the table. Throws him in the ring, I think 2 curb stomps, yeah, it was 2 curb stomps, and beats him, soundly beats Brock Lesnar, beat Brock Lesnar's ass. I give it an A. It was a great show. It was a real good time. It kind of felt like it didn't have like any, oh, what a moment this was. It was just a really good show. So no bad matches. It seemed like the right people won most of the matches, or I would even say all of them. The right person won. I was expecting Ember Moon to win, even if she was going to just have a short title. It just took me by surprise. Yeah, I loved it. Favorite match of the night, I'm going to say, was Charlotte and Trish, but the match of the weekend was that 3 stages of hell between Adam Cole and Johnny Wrestling. Anyhow, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hope y'all like my haircut. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that wonderful juicy stuff. I'm Jake Davis, and I will catch you on the fly.